Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sparta Fight Series. It is great to be with you. We're coming to you live from Eastbourne for an unforgettable evening of international mixed martial arts and kickboxing action. My name is Chris Hoekstra, and it is thrilling for me to welcome my broadcast partners here tonight, Dean Midhat and Jim Edwards. Guys, we've had an eventful first half of the show, an amateur undercard that was really salivating and, frankly, quite entertaining as well. Dean, I'm going to start with you. There were some unforgettable moments tonight. Your highlights, my man.
Back and forth wars between these athletes. I mean, the crowd is ecstatic. They came in and just performed. When we thought they were going to be a bit nervous and a bit tentative, they just exploded and got after it. It was such an entertaining preliminary fight. Make sure you order that main card.
So, Jim, you came here tonight. You've covered the UFC. You've covered Bellator, won championship. We've been at the highest levels of the sport. Tonight we saw some of the grassroots levels of the sport, some of the fighters and stars of tomorrow. What stuck out?
I've been absolutely just loving the atmosphere we have in the arena tonight. Just, as you said, absolutely every single fight has been 100 miles per hour from the start. I've said it several times already, and we've seen a bit of everything. We've seen some first round submission. We've even seen a broken cup and a fight being called off. We are getting absolutely everything we always wanted for here in Eastbourne tonight, and the beauty of it is we've got another 7 fights coming.
Now, one of the coolest things about this card was, Dean, they went out tonight and not only brought in local fighters, who obviously brought a crowd, but international fighters as well. We've got people from Brazil, France, Sweden, Portugal, Norway, Poland, UK. What do you think sticks out as far as the matchmaking about tonight? Because Adam has really gone out there and brought in guys who are coming to win, guys who are 1-0, 2-0. What does that speak about what we're about to see?
It's a platform in itself, Sparta Fight Series, but what elevates it to a higher diving board is the level of competition. Win, lose or draw, you're going to come away from this with experience you just cannot simply buy. You have to get in there on a top promotion like Sparta Fight Series to work your way up in the world. Huge springboard, huge platform for the future fighters.
We saw it with the amateurs tonight, guys looking to take that next step, guys who are young, but we're going to see that now with youngsters who are also professionals. Jim, you're excited.
100%. Like you say there, we have so many nations represented tonight, and what that means is we got the best of all these nations. Like, we look across the fight card, we have guys from Norway, Sweden, Portugal, Brazil, UK, the list goes on. The French are 1-on-1 tonight. They got another 2 guys coming up. I'm excited to see how they do.
And it's great to be able to host a fight night like tonight in the UK, which I think speaks volumes about what kind of talent is attracted to a place like this. So I'm going to start with speaking about some of the kind of camps that we're dealing with. Let's talk about the Brazilians first. There's been much discussion in the MMA world about the quality of talent on the Brazilian circuit. Tonight, Adam has brought over some really exciting technical kickboxers and jiu-jitsu fighters, and even a little bit of lucha libre.
Yeah, it's the connection he has with the Rio fighters over in Brazil. And what he's doing, he's bringing the fighters over to compete and make everybody great in MMA. But what really stood out for me is some of the stuff I saw on social media. He was sending money out there and sending coaches to help some of the youth over there in Brazil. I mean, that just speaks volumes about his character. He's from Poland himself, but he's sending over there to make their life better, to encompass martial arts, to help them grow as people. I mean, that is something to be said about Sparta Fight Series and the owner, Adam Magbansky.
And obviously bringing those fighters over here to compete and grow in their career. Jim, you've been to Brazil. You've seen the level of fighting over there. We've commentated and covered a lot of the great fighters from Brazil and the international European circuit. Tonight we're going to get more of that.
1000%, Chris. I mean, we know in a lot of countries that MMA is just a sport. For some, it's a hobby. For some, it's a career. In Brazil, it's a religion. These guys take it more seriously than they do their acai. This is, and they brought the best they have over tonight in here to Eastbourne. I can't wait to see these guys compete in the cage.
Let's talk about Poland as well. We got a number of fighters tonight from Poland. Jim and you and I have been there. We've been to KSW. We've seen the quality of fighters over there. They have the most black belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in the EU in Poland. You're excited for that too?
Yeah, KSW always put on a great show, and like we know, MMA over in Poland is massive. It's absolutely huge, and what we're seeing is some of the best young fighters from Poland wanting to prove themselves on an international platform, and they get that opportunity tonight.
Dean, I'm really excited for this. Jim, I'm excited for this. We've got international fighters. We've got a host of great talent. We cannot wait to share it with you. We'll be your hosts this evening, Chris Hoekstra, Dean Midhat, Jim Edwards, and the action will begin with our official introductions from our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Jonathan Millard.